Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Yahweh is the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, or Ahia. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true and powerful mighty name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya, and the Rakha Kodash is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect. To you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And much love and respect unto you brothers pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than ever. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Yawan. I'm coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, it is edifying. All right. And today, I'm just going to go into one of my favorite topics, and how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is only dealing with the nation of Israel, which the nation of Israel primarily consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Natives, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. He also had the Israelite foreigners, who are likened unto the speckled bird, who look like the heathen nations, but their bloodline and lineage goes back onto Jacob by way of their fathers. Okay? So, as I said, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is only dealing with the nation of Israel, and I'm going to bring out a few precepts to prove my point. So I want to open up with the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6 in the KJV, and it goes, "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. Yahweh thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Okay? So, as we clearly see, he said that thou art a holy people. Let's go into that word holy and see what it means. Okay, holy, where you get Kodash. Okay.
Strong's H 6918. Kadosh. Kadosh.
And it's Kodash.
Second entry. Kadosh. Kadosh.
In our biblical usage, sacred, holy, holy one, saint, set apart. Okay, so we were set apart, we're separated. Okay, we're sacred unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're set apart or separated from the other nations. Okay, that's what he means by being holy. Okay, in the NLT it goes, "For you are a holy people who belong to Yahweh your God. Of all the people on the earth, Yahweh your God has chosen you to be his own special treasure." Okay, and you know, he's talking to the Israelites during this time. Okay, this is after the Exodus. Okay, and the giving of the law, and he's letting Israel know that we're his people. Okay, out of all people, he chosen the nation of Israel. All right, so from there, let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 19. Let's go to verse 5. Okay, in the KJV, it goes, "Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine." Okay, so this was the stipulations. Okay, that we'll be a peculiar treasure unto him above all people. We're supposed to be above all people. All right, but we broke our part of the covenant or the contract. Okay, let's go into that word covenant. Okay, just for edification purposes.
Strong's H 1285. Berith. Berith.
All right, and it goes into covenant, alliance, pledge, between men, treaty, alliance, league, constitution, ordinance, agreement, pledge, alliance between God and man, an alliance. Okay, covenant. Okay, so pretty much like a contract. Okay, we made an alliance with the Heavenly Father. Okay, for Him to be our God or our power, and we be His people. Okay, and we were supposed to keep His ways and we broke our part of the contract. And it told us, if we was to hold our end of the deal, we'll be set above all people. But if we broke our end of the contract, we'll be put in slavery, and curses will come upon us. Okay, according to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And this is one of the blessings. Okay, that we'll be above all people, and in the kingdom of heaven, we are going to be above all people. Okay, let me keep going to verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Okay. And that was Yahweh telling Moses what to tell the Israelites. Okay. And, that's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. All right. We're going to be his treasure again, which we've always been his treasure. We just have to, go through this to understand balance. Okay, because we're going to be judging the world. We're going to be judging these other nations while we get the new bodies. They're still going to have these bodies of sin, these chains of darkness. Okay, this flesh. Okay, and we, in order to judge rightly, we got to know both sides of the coin. Okay, so from there, since it said we're going to be a nation, a kingdom of priests, I want to get this precept. First Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. Okay, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that shall show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Okay, and that's the children of Israel. Yasharallah, he is the prince of power. Okay, in the NLT it goes, but you are not like that, for you are a chosen people. And we read that, okay, in Deuteronomy 7th chapter, 6th verse. You are a royal priest. We read that in Exodus 19:6. A holy nation, Deuteronomy 7:6. Yahweh's very own possession, okay, which means possession means you own. As a result, you can show others the goodness of the Most High Yahweh, for he have called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light. All right. It didn't say all nations. It said, it's only to the nations of Israel. Okay. Because the New Testament, just like the Old Testament, is written to the Israelites. Okay. In the New Testament, we're referred to as Gentiles, and people can't discern between the natural Gentile, which are the heathens, the other nations, and the unnatural Gentile, which are the Israelites, who have taken on the customs and ideologies of these heathens. All right. From there, let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 63. And let's scroll down to verse 19. This is the gospel right here. Okay. Isaiah 63. And 19. We are thine. Thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name. And the they you read up above is talking about our adversaries, which are the heathen nations, the other nations. They were not called by Yahweh by Shemashai's name. Okay, we are his people, not them. And here it is. They're trying to universalize the Bible, the scriptures, which are our documents. Okay, these are letters written to a specific group of people on the face of the earth who had their identity and their heritage stripped from them. And this is all that's been left behind for us to remember ourselves. Okay, but we've been lied to about these scriptures that we think they're for everybody. But once you get in the mindset that this is only written to a specific nation of people, okay, those who've been asleep, they've pretty much been brainwashed, then you'll understand and know that this is only pertaining unto us. Okay? So, and I like how it's written in the NLT as well. This is Isaiah 63:19. Sometimes it seems as though we never belong to you, as though we have never been known as your people. And that's because of all the hell that we've been catching. Okay, the punishment that we have been catching. Okay, we went from captivity to captivity to captivity. Okay, 4 different empires. Okay, referring to the statue of Daniel scene. Okay, the head, the shoulders of gold, the torso of silver, the legs of bronze, and the feet of iron and miry clay. Okay, that represents 4 of our captivities. Okay, that we have been into ever since we broke our contract with Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. And that's why, it seems like we're not his people. Okay, because our people have caught hell. Okay, from generation to generation to generation. But like I said, 1, it was to teach us a lesson of not to sin against Yahweh Bashim Al Shah ever again. Okay, and 2, it was to teach us balance, so we will know how to judge the nations, and so we'll appreciate righteousness as well. Okay, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 79 and verse 6. Okay, pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. Okay, and heathen just means other nations. Okay, but key points being the heathen that have not known thee, and the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name, because the name of Yahweh is dreadful amongst the heathen. Okay, that's why they won't let they won't tell our people the correct name. They'll give us all these, knockoff great value names. Okay, but they don't give us the true names. Okay, and they don't know Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Okay, because they were not called by his name. He only dealt and chose the nation of Israel. Okay, in the NLT, pour out your wrath on the nations that refuse to acknowledge you, on kingdoms that do not call upon your name. Okay, he's going to pour out his wrath upon these kingdoms in that day. Okay, because he just like he did Pharaoh, he hardened their hearts. Okay, because he has to showcase his power, so these nations will fear him as well in the kingdom of heaven. And we're going to help enforce his law, statutes, and commandments, because that's going to be the law of the land in the kingdom of heaven. This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 25. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate. And that's right. They've overtaken us. Okay, they stripped us of our heritage, stole our identity, and then they, defiling the Holy Land. All right, and NLT, pour out your wrath on the nations that refuse to acknowledge you, like it said in Psalms, on the peoples that do not call upon your name, for they have devoured your people Israel. These other nations devoured the Lord's people Israel. They have devoured and consumed them, and making the land a desolate wilderness. All right. So, I can really just close the book here, and end the lesson. All right. But there's more to be brought out. All right. It's all about edification. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Salakia, I pushed the wrong thing. Matter of fact, let's go here first. Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Okay. in the NLT, but as for you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, my chosen one, descended from my friend Abraham, my friend. Okay, and we know Jacob and Israel are the same person, but when it refers to Jacob and Israel like that, it's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. All right, but Jacob, you know, had his name changed to Israel after he wrestled the angel. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 135, and let's go jump down to verse 4 in the KJV. For Yahweh have chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure. In the NLT, for Yahweh have chosen Jacob for himself, and Israel for his own special treasure. Okay, so, you know, continuing to drive the point home that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua have chosen, you know, the Israelites. All right. Back in the book of Isaiah, let's go to chapter 45 this time, in verse 4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel my elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee. Okay, Jacob is his name, and Israel is his surname. Though thou hast not known me, and you know our people don't know Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, especially, and this was written back then during the time of Isaiah the prophet. How much more now, in the last days, our people really don't know Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Okay, I am Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I have girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Okay, so he, you know, pretty much is letting the people know that they don't know him. All right, in the NLT, and why have I called you for this work? Why did I call you by name when you did not know me? It is for the sake of Jacob my servant, Israel my chosen one. I am Yahweh, there is no other God. I have equipped you for battle, though you don't even know me. Okay, and our people don't know Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, because if they did, they will fear him and, you know, keep his commandments to the best of their ability. Okay, but they don't, because they go after the ways of our oppressor. Okay. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Back to the book of Psalms, chapter 147. Okay, and this is pretty much plain. In verse 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Okay, so proving that the Israelites were the only ones to receive his law, statutes, and commandments and the covenants. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And that was in the KJV. Let's take a look at the NLT. He revealed his words to Jacob, his decrees and regulations to Israel. Ooh, it goes into laws and commandments to me. He has not done this for any other nation. Do you hear that? Do you see that on the screen? On the right-hand side of the screen. For he has not done this for any other nation. They do not know his regulations. Praise Yahweh. And for real, man, that way they can't try to, you know, moonwalk into our kingdom. All right, and be joint heirs with us. I mean, because the men of the Lord that's out there on the highways and hedges, sighing and crying for all the abominations of the world. You know, we fighting, tooth and nail to enduring this truth, man. And if 2/3 of the nation of Israel ain't gonna make it, we for damn sure nothing to let no heathens, all right, just moonwalk in there like everything's all fine and dandy, man. No, it's not going down like that. It's not that type of party. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. All right, so he's pretty much saying these other nations is nothing to him. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn and nor the beast thereof sufficient for burnt offerings. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. Let's take a look at how it's worded in the NLT. No, for all the nations of the world are but a drop in the bucket. They are nothing more than dust on the scales. He picks up the whole earth as though it were a grain of sand. All the wood in Lebanon's forest and all Lebanon's animals would not be enough to make a burnt offering worthy of our God. The nations of the world are worth nothing to him. In his eyes they count for less than nothing, mere emptiness and froth. Ooh, cold-blooded. Dang. In his eyes they are counted less for nothing. Alright? He's just using y'all as whooping sticks against his chosen people, and y'all gonna get punished for that. Alright? So, let me go here. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Alright? Go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 54. Alright? And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen. So there's a separation made right there. Okay? The people that were chosen and everybody else. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes, for the Israelites' sakes. Okay? That's why the world was made. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, which is spit, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Didn't we just read that in Isaiah the 40th chapter? And now, O Lord, behold this heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be Lord over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? And we have to endure this a little bit longer, man. We're almost home, man. Okay, and this was written back then. So how much more now? All right. Our salvation draweth near. Okay. It's nearer than you believe. Okay. We just have to endure a little bit longer and pray unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that it keeps his spirit upon us to endure. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up and close out with this. This is Psalms chapter 33 and verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose God is Yahweh, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. In the NLT, what joy for the nation whose God is Yahweh, whose people he hath chosen as his inheritance. Okay, so, hey man, we're blessed. Okay, even though we catching hell now, we're still blessed, man. But you know, we're really gonna be blessed in the kingdom of heaven. All right, we just have to continue to endure a little bit longer, brothers and sisters. So, you know, keep the faith, keep pushing. I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto his hope, to the hopeful legacy believers and listeners out there. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and Abba Ball. Shalom.